everybody. So I'm back. I wanted to pull up some more footage. This is basically phone dump and computer dump day. I have been meaning to touch base with everybody about the traveling I've been doing kind of behind the scenes, the learning, and basically my philosophy on getting your kids and stuff exposed to different things. I think it's really important to expose our children to different cultures, different areas, different food, different people, so they know that the world is not just what they were born into. I want my child to know that he has options, other than, what he was born into. He might have been born in one town and some people don't, they don't seek to go anywhere outside of you know, those walls or those corners. And I don't want my son to be like that. I'm a Sagittarius rising. Um, so that means I seek freedom. I like travel. I like to philosophize, you know, and my son, my actual birth son is a Sagittarius son. So as soon as we get up out of the day, he wants to know what we're going to be doing that's fun. So what I tell him is that we're going to go explore. We're going to meet new people. We're going to go get to know some cultures. And that's why I thought it was important to take him along on my journey to healing, on my journey to learning how to be a hypnotherapist. Because there's more to life than, the regular, be a doctor, teacher, lawyer, stuff, that might not be what your kid is set up for. And I know my son is going to have a very unconventional career because he has Uranus in his 10th house. And Uranus is the king of unconventional, of learning, of higher learning, of breaking away from the status quo and being in that genius area. It also governs sudden changes. So I know that my son is going to need exposure to places and people and things that are very just outside of what he was born into, you know, and I don't have a problem with that. I think that's a great thing. So that's why I chose to take him with me last October, to Freeport, for Astro Einstein's quantum healers training. I thought that was great exposure. He got to see, another male that's powerful and knowledgeable and has his own business. And he got to see him work and got to see him teach. He got to see him learn. My son had very good things to say about Astro. He told me that he was very confident and he was very smart. And I like the fact that my son has that example, under him. So here are a few things. Let me see. I wanted to show you guys some pictures and some videos. I didn't at all think that I would be presenting any of this stuff, so I would have did a better job. But you know, I feel like it's important to share at least. So yeah, that's my certificate of completion from last October. We actually, part of the training was actually doing past life regressions and quantum healings on each other. So yeah, that's awesome. In the sand, he had made a friend on Taino Beach. That's the beach we stayed near while we were in training. He got to take pictures with this nice little parrot and stuff. He had a lot of fun. So it wasn't just all learning. Um, he had an amazing time. This was his favorite place right here, y'all. The Stone Crab is is a restaurant um, on Taino Beach. It's a beautiful place. It's right on the beach. And the pictures, that's the food, the conch fritters from there. And this is basically what's outside on the other side of the restaurant. That's the beach where all the tourists come in at. And, the person standing there with the parrot, he had a lot of fun. So we were there for a good 30 days. A good 30 days. He got to see mom get up, work, study, He was in class for astrology classes, for the other things that Astro teach, which I won't mention. That's part of part of his program. But you learn a whole lot more than just the hypnotherapy part. You learn about how the soul works. You learn about yourself too, because you yourself you're going to be getting put under hypnosis yourself. You're going to go back and actually do the shadow work. You're going to have that that exposure to the things that you need to be dealing with while you're in training. So even though you are in quantum healers training, you are training to do hypnotherapy, you're doing a lot more than that. You're healing yourself while you're learning. So when you are out there working on other people, being as healed and as balanced as possible is definitely um, what your highest priority is, because you want to give the best service possible. And I admire that, because when I had my regression from Astro, I can say that he works very, very hard. Those sessions are not just a few minutes. They can go anywhere from 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, depending on how much work that particular person might need to be done. You might need to stay there for 2 hours, and he never really, you know, flinches. He just does it. And he will work from the time he gets up till the evening, from 10 to 10. The man pulls 12-hour days. And when you're doing that type of healing work, it can take a lot out of you. It does take a lot of energy to do energy healing. So I have to give him credit for that one. Um, yeah. So if you guys are interested in any more stuff, I'm going to be doing a nice little photo dump slash video dump of a lot of the things um, that me and Austin got to see and do, and people we got to meet. I got to meet all types of folks, scuba, diving instructors. I got to meet a couple of people who ran nonprofits there. They have a thing going on with the animal control there, where they're helping to get control of some of the animals, and get them off the street and make sure they're safe. So I really admire a lot of the things that are going on in Nassau as far as movement towards recycling and taking care of their animals. So that's the thing. We want to keep that beautiful, beautiful place, as clean as possible. You know, I feel like if you have not had a chance to get there and go, I think, get on a plane, go to Miami. From Miami, it's like, I don't know, a 30-minute flight from Miami, if that. So just to put it in perspective, it's not that far. You do need your passport. If you know me, I've dropped links on my Facebook on how you can get your passport for free if you get public assistance. So there's really like no excuse to stay in one place anymore. Like, we are all global citizens. We should all be getting out there, meeting each other, not just online, but in person, because there's still a layer of healing that comes with person to person contact, even though we have this tool that we call the internet. There's nothing like being in a person's presence to really get a feel for them. And in my personal opinion, there's nothing that you can do to substitute that, you know? Yeah. So, do you guys have any questions about training or, um, Nassau, where to stay, where to go? I'll be dropping that information coming here soon. So just keep tuning in to see, some of the other stuff that I post up.